AskReddit by Anya Merchant. What's the most mind-blowing scientific fact you know? The atoms in your body are billions of years old and were once part of stars. Or, are all atoms in the fundamental particles they're made of mere excitations in one single expansive omnipresent quantum field for that particle? The T-Rex lived like 60 years ago. The Stegosaurus lived 80 years before that. Time is crazy. I like to say even the dinosaurs had dinosaurs. T-Rex says to his T-Rex friend, "Dude, look at these weird bones down here. I wish my arms were longer so we could pick them up and become paleontologists." Friend T-Rex, "What's a paleon? Hey, wait, did you see that big fireball in the sky?" The guy who tried to figure out the age of the Earth was trying to properly calibrate his technique before collecting meteorite samples from Diablo Canyon. He kept getting more lead in his results than he expected. He eventually had to order new lab equipment because basically everything had lead in it. The scientist, Claire Cameron Patterson, not only figured out the age of the Earth, he also figured out leaded gasoline was contaminating everything with lead. Sharks are older than trees. If a shark saw a tree, he'd say WTF is that? Every naturally occurring element on Earth that is denser than iron came from the final throes of a collapsing star. All of them came from a collapsing stars, but only super heavy stars could create the heavier elements. There was a time where everything was just hydrogen. Eclipses are a complete anomaly. The sun is roughly 400x bigger in diameter than the moon, and it's also roughly 400x further away. That's why they look about the same size from our perspective. But there's no real reason for those numbers to line up like that. Just a random happenstance. Additionally, the orbit of the moon is slightly off kilter. Just a few degrees, which means that things only line up for an eclipse every couple of years, or more. If the orbital planes were perfectly aligned, we'd get an eclipse once a month, and it would be as special as a full moon. I want to live in a world with monthly eclipses. When you look up at the night sky, the photons from some of those stars have been traveling through space before the Earth was formed, only to end their journey in your eyeball. Only if you look with a potent telescope. Looking with the naked eye, the furthest stars you can see are in the 1,000–3,000 light-year range, depends on light pollution. In cosmology, there is a certain factor in the equations of the universe known as W. Right now, we believe that W equals -1. But if it's less than -1, things could go very, very wrong with no warning. The vacuum of space we now perceive could actually be a false vacuum, and if a bubble of true vacuum suddenly appeared, and there's nothing to stop that from happening, then all matter would instantly fall apart inside that bubble, which expands outwards at the speed of light. So if it happened elsewhere, even a billion years ago, and a billion light years away, we could never see it coming. In an instant, we would just wink out of existence. So, sleep tight. Nothing I can do about it. It's painless and instant. All good. You are a superorganism because your body is an ecosystem. It is home to trillions of microbes that form communities in different places in and on your body. Together these communities make up your microbiome. These together make sure you keep living, because you die, they die. I was skeptical of the trillions, so I looked it up. WTF! Almost all of your mass comes from the back reaction of quarks and gluons, not the intrinsic mass of the quarks. So if you weigh 160 pounds, then a fair 150 pounds comes from QCD. Time is affected by gravity. More accurately, time is affected by mass. Mass distorts spacetime, and what we perceive as gravity is just a natural byproduct of that curvature. When two particles become entangled, their properties are correlated in such a way that the state of one particle instantaneously influences the state of the other, regardless of the distance between them. Spooky action at a distance. There's a type of plant that mimics whatever plants it's growing next to like a goddamn cuttlefish, and they put it next to a fake plant that doesn't look like any real plant and it mimicked the fucking fake plant. I need so much more information. Xenon can bond with fluorine to form a compound. It honestly blew my mind when I learned about it. What? Is it a gas? One mind-blowing fact is that the universe is expanding at an accelerating rate, driven by a mysterious force called dark energy, which makes up about 70% of the universe's energy content. This discovery challenges our understanding of fundamental physics and the ultimate fate of the cosmos. I believe it's energy density over large distances. But TBH, those are sort of the same lol. You can't have one without the other. A googol is a number that is a 1 with a 100 zeros. Might not seem like a lot when on paper, but that is a significantly higher number than all the estimated atoms in the entire universe. And a googolplex is 10 raised to the power of googol. The double slit experiment, leading to quantum entanglement, the twin photon manipulation at any distance. ATP synthase complex, which makes ATP, chemical energy in living organisms, runs in almost the exact same step-by-step process as a hydroelectric dam producing electrical energy. Even the mechanical parts involved are the same, the stator and rotor, but ATP-SC is more efficient. If you see Earth through a telescope and space from a faraway region, you will see the dinosaur era. At a distance of around 100 million light-years presumably. Science is not yet able to mechanically reconstruct spider silk. We don't know the right mixture of proteins yet. There are attempts, but we're far from having it produced in a meaningful industrialized way. Anything to do with biology we are shockingly bad at understanding and recreating. We still build structures out of trees or shaped molten metal. Our computers are basically brute force made from sand and are extremely energy hungry. We are so insanely clever, and yet nature is miles ahead of us in efficiency. We are closer to the biggest thing in the universe itself, than we are to the smallest thing in the universe, the Planck distance. Sounds affect the cells in your body. Affect. Men's balls are always moving. We keep playing with them. Your eyes have a different immune system to the rest of your body. In many cases, if you damage an eye, your body immune system will attack the eye. The water molecules in your eyes and mouth would boil in the vacuum of space.